Hello, everybody who is watching on YouTube or otherwise. My name is East, and I like to do Overexplain runs of all of my 62 Fear Hades 2 clears. I have a couple of them in early access, and I just got my first one in 1.0. So, obviously, if you haven't experienced the story or anything like that of Hades 2, turn back now, because there will be spoilers for the plot, and you shouldn't watch this until you've finished the story up and through the epilogue of Hades 2. But if you have done that, and you want to watch some High Fear gameplay while I pause and explain my choices every floor, you will appreciate this one. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the audio in the game. And look to our media player here. Now, you're going to hear Past East talk quite a bit during this. Here, why don't I update my stream title real quick? Nah, it's okay, actually. We're good. You're going to hear Past East say some things, and I'll probably talk about those. And try to just kind of explain my reasoning about the run. So, I'll start off by talking about like the changes in 1.0 to 62 Fear. So one of the changes that has been made to the game, actually, why don't I? Yeah, actually, I'll do this instead. I will go show you before I start the run, like Boded usually does. Get rid of this. Back here. Let's briefly go talk about. I've given the spoiler warning, so I don't care if people can see stuff or not. So, the biggest change in 1.0 for High Fear 62 Fear runs has to do with this vow right here.
What is the
Vow of Forfeit. Vow of Forfeit makes your first boon every night in Onion, so you don't get the boon. Normally, this is not a problem for High Fear runners because we take a god keepsake that will let us determine what god we get from the first boon, and this god keepsake persists past the Onion to give us the gods that we want. However, that's no longer the case. In 1.0, all the god keepsakes that you take, their room controlling effects are essentially neutralized by Vow of Forfeit. So it makes all of these god keepsakes basically useless to take in a 62 Fear run. So with that in mind, what I have elected to do is actually to play a 62 Fear setup that runs 3 copies of Vow of Void and no copies of Vow of Forfeit. As a result, I can only use 6 of my 30 Grasp of the Arcana, which turns on the Judgement Arcana card. So this is a Judgment run. I've used Strength and Persistence to make me tankier and deal a little bit more damage. Obviously, Queen is also activated in this case, so Queen and the King are with me, both in terms of Arcana and in terms of keepsakes. I'll be starting this run with the new keepsake Jeweled Palm, while at the Fate's Whim, gain a random Hades Blessing, and most boons have +3 levels. I will not be breaking Fate's Whim at any point during this run. I'll have 0 rerolls, and I won't be taking any Olympian summoning keepsakes. So I'll have very powerful boons, and hopefully I'll be able to work in Calling Card or Timepiece. Spoilers, I don't think I get to do that over the course of this run. I'm using Aspect of Circe with Phrynos. I actually did 5 runs before this where I used Rocky, and none of them got to Fields of Misery. I like Phrynos just because the HP is a little bit more forgiving. The projectile block is very useful for the Hecate fight. Saves you a bit of time and also damage. And I don't know. Phrynos is just kind of my boy for Aspect of Circe. Aspect of Circe, I call this the crutch. It is, for my money, because I'm not a Medea player, Circe is the most powerful, most consistent weapon aspect to me in the entire game. Very consistent. 2 casts is just very, very powerful with a lot of different things. So I think that kind of covers everything. So let's go ahead and get into the run. I will pause so we don't hear too much from that, and we'll activate our recording again, and I'll tab over to it. And without further ado, let's get going. All right. Oh, I'm a little loud. Our 5 runs with Freenos time.
Heading out.
Yeah, this is the first of 5 runs that I would be attempting with Freenos.
Headmistress guide.
Gigaro's Dash, good start. Okay, 2 things to talk about here. Number 1, Gigaro's Dash is one of, if not the best thing that you can get from Jeweled Palm in terms of Hades boons. One of the big problems for all weapons in Erebus is clearing the Vow of Wards charges on enemies, the damage shield charges. Gigaro's Dash, every time you dash, does a huge sweep that covers that. It also amplifies your damage, which is really nice early on in the game as well. It's probably, for my money, the best one to get. Starting with Hephaestus with +4 on everything is really nice. Obviously, if this Volcanic Strike was rare or epic, I'd be even happier. But I'm pretty happy to take that even at only 8 seconds. I'll have opportunities to increase it later in the run. I kind of want to take Bulk Strike, right? Let's do it. I guess I'm going to double my commentary sometimes, but whatever. This run is now a Hef run. What the heck? Where's my Nectar? True, where is my Nectar? Never lucky. Man. Giga Dash is like where it's at. That's true, Past East. Giga Dash is where it's at. Ooh. This is so close, right? Because it's a guaranteed +1. No. We take... What Past East is talking about is that the Palm is a guaranteed 1 second cooldown upgrade on Volcanic Strike. And I can choose to sort of play the game that way, where I can work my way down towards a 2 second Volcanic Strike and try to play around it. However, I think the choice here is pretty clear to go for Zeus. Storm Ring level 4 is already a lot of damage, and if you compound that with Circe giving you 2 casts, it's really good. Obviously, I don't have rerolls, so I can't roll for it, but because I already have an attack or a special in my pool of taken boons, I'm more likely to be offered a Storm Ring than I would be if those boons were not filled yet. The boon. We take the boon. We'll have time to upgrade our F-Blast. Oh, it's so good because the dash, like Gigaro's Dash, strips 1 shield, then my attack strips the other one, and then the F-Blast connects, and I take a bunch of damage while I'm talking on stream. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. But this is so cool. Give me a Storm Ring. Hell yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to go to this Chaos. The reason I don't know if I'm supposed to go to this Chaos is because we have no rerolls. So if Chaos gives us something that can only throw our run, we have no choice but to take it and basically lose what is a very good start. Luckily for me, not only do I make the choice to go to Chaos, but we get pretty lucky, and you'll see. I have a Hef upgrade right in front of me. But I think I take the skips. I think Erebus is such that I need to prioritize skipping. Hey, Nyx.
In shadow I serve.
In shadow I serve, to shadow I return. I mean, that's hard, but... So, obviously there, I do take Revival. Revival is very, very powerful with Strength. 12 HP restored when you take 40% less damage is super strong. I get pretty fortunate. The key part is going to be that I have to survive the next 4 rooms while not being able to move very fast when the enemies deal double damage to me, and I have no Arcana cards other than Strength and Persistence. So I have to be very careful, except to not die. Oh no, a guy's invulnerable. Invulnerable is a super bad thing for the elites to be. Luckily for me, I have Gigaro's Dash and Storm Ring, so I'm pretty good. Okay, good. You. Even though, I guess you can't see my gold given this setup, right? My camera's in the way. I do not have enough gold to afford the anything from this store, but I still take it. And usually, you will see high fear players always do this. They'll always take the room skips because the timer is stopped when we're here, and we need as much time as we can to get out of Erebus before we run out of 5 minutes. I lied. I did have enough for a 90 thing, so I would have taken like a mini palm if it was there. I can go Zeus here and look for Static Shock. Or Double Strike. What did I give up? I didn't give up Flourish either, so Blitz Flourish is still in the pool. So let's do that. I don't think I hit any of those things. When you're slow, this is the best mini-boss to get. I think this is just generally the best mini-boss to get. I'd probably take a little bit of damage here, but in order of Erebus mini-bosses, I would say the Shadow Spiller is the easiest. The Root Stalker is good if you have like lots of burst damage and can get through the armor very quickly, but otherwise can be absolutely nightmarish. And my least favorite one to fight is the Stabby guy, because he has no armor and can't be controlled or killed as fast or easily. This is probably the one I wanted it to be honest. Yes, Red just said in my Twitch chat, Shadow Spiller makes me want to scream with Axe. I think that's true. Shadow Spiller is actually kind of hard. It's looking a little grim. Double Strike. We don't get any of the things that I talked about before we went into the store. We wanted, that's okay. But we did get Double Strike, which is really nice. Oh no, this is not a good one to be. Yeah, being slow against elite projectile spewing enemies is never a good time. No more projectiles. No more projectiles. Yes. I was actually very fortunate. Very little. Oh, no, there they are. Yeah, the game decided not to give me, like, 7 elite projectile spawners and only gave me 4 and then 4. So, we're good. All right, one more. That was pretty workable. Normally on aspect of Circe or most staves, I would just auto-click Wicked Thrasher here. But because I have Volcanic Strike from Hephaestus, I don't actually get very much out of increasing the power of my attack. And I also don't want to be, like, in the opponent's face rapid striking a lot like I would be if I had, like, Hestia or Poseidon. So Hef is the one strike where Wicked Thrasher doesn't actually do very much for me. So I believe I take dual Moonshot here, and I think it's the correct decision. Is it ever dual Moonshot? Because I don't really care that much about the power of my attacks, because my attacks have Hef Blasts on them. Vampiric Cataclysm is so troll. If I could pull it off, I could heal. Good. Moonshot. Give me, like, Artemis here. Whoa! Whoa! I completely forgot this happened. So there are certain rooms that don't have menus and Palms of Power and Path of Stars that can be NPC skips. So Spider Cocoons, Nemesis, Artemis, and then anything can be a fountain room in Erebus. So those are the 4 main skips you can get. I call that this room needs to be Artemis, and I get it. Whoa! Oh! My Psychic Whirlwind is activated! True. I completely forgot about that, though. That was crazy. The reason we like NPC skips like... I am the third judge of the dead! Alright, my power is unbelievable! Question from Discord, were you using Void setup because the new Onion sucks? Exactly. Yes, you are correct. But not only does the new Onion suck, but Judgement has received a lot of buffs with the new keepsakes. Sorry, I was saying before I screamed that I was the third judge of the dead. The reason you want the NPC skips like Artemis isn't just because she gives you a nice boon, it's also because she stops the clock, and that's why they're called skips. Because they basically skip a room for you. course, you have to not die, and I am at about half movement speed right now, but everybody respawned. I played this well enough to get back, to not take any damage, I think, so. Good stuff. Yeah, that was a perfect Artemis with half speed. It sure was. East Memnon, third judge of the dead.
Is it all an act? Like how creatures sometimes make themselves look bigger?
Please spoiler, what does the Hades keepsake do? When you have no rerolls and you have no god keepsakes, you get a Hades boon at the start of the run. So I have Gigaro's Dash. And also all of your boons have +4 palms on them, or +3 palms on them. Very good. I take pressure points here. Pressure points for 3% chance to crit on the Heft Blasts. Vital Signs is also fine, and Vital Signs might honestly even be better. 15% chance to crit on a Heft Blast for something with more than 80% health or armor, though. I don't actually know the math on this, take pressure points, but I always take pressure points. I love that move. Or that boon, I guess. I take this, right? Because there's no way I get 61 gold before store. I'm 61 gold short of a boon, so I make the reduction of damage. Yeah. You saw the +12 there. My Chaos Curse has subsided, so now I get 12 HP regen per room. That is one of the reasons I'm able to win this run. That was maybe a bit. Wait, that's OP. Does that also mean you can get Deep Descent? Yes, but Deep Descent only works against Chronos. So one thing is, I have unfortunately failed to advance my. I'll let myself talk for a second. Heft Blast. I'm talking about Heft Blasts. I have unfortunately failed to advance my. Come on, East, spit it out. Heft Blast. There you go. However, I have something that I think might work for that. My plan is stupid and it doesn't work, but it ends up being okay. Never mind. Yes, you can get Deep Descent, but Deep Descent does not impact... let me pause so I can talk. You can get all of the Hades boons that only work on Chronos in the first floor of the game. So you probably don't really want, like, Old Grudge. Also, obviously, with Vow of Scars active, Life Tax doesn't do anything, so that's a miss. Yeah. The best ones to hit are Unseen Ire and Gigaro's Dash. I think those are, like, pretty clearly the two best ones. I think Hef here? Go. I assume this is the last floor. By the last floor, I mean the last floor before a skip room. Like a Charon shop or a... The only unfortunate part about Storm Ring is without Rocky, it's really kind of quite unwieldy to get it on top of things I want to get it on top of, but it ends up not mattering. It's not bad. That was an incredibly good floor 11. Yes, it was. It was very fast. Okay. So this is really interesting. Grand Caldera, purple level 4. Whoa. That is such an obscene amount of Grand Caldera. One of the things that I don't think I talked about is this is a crazy reward. I don't have Divinity and I don't have Excellence, and I hit blue, purple. Huh. Pretty lucky. Oh, whoa! I think I'm taking that, yeah? Yeah.
Fine work.
Maybe I was meant to take Uncanny Fortitude. I did get a palm. So my blasts are now 1 second shorter. So I could take Vile here, and I either get a super good Storm Ring or I get an insane Heft Blast. This is peak run, yeah, watch me die to heck. I'm usually pretty nervous about my Hecate fight here. I'm kind of bobbing and weaving inside of those shockwaves. I'm trying to take my time. I have a minute 35 on the clock, which means I definitely have time. And I'd like to preserve as much of my health as possible. Damage for dodging that. So I don't have to take Ghost Onion in the next... in Oceanus. Because I want to take Aromatic Vial. The reason I pause there is because you can tell based on the smoke cloud. You can tell based on the smoke cloud, I believe, still, which Hecate is the real one. Also, if I pause, after Hecate does the split, and there's only 2 Hecates on camera, the one that's not on camera is basically always the real one. The trickier part is not getting hit by those stupid fire shooter things. Ow. Got jumped on. I have Freenos, so I can avoid Twilight Curse. Yeah, I don't get it right that time. I also just kind of take my time. I know I have about 40 seconds, so I'm not in like a huge rush. I do kind of get owned by those shockwaves, though. Hecate gives me a very nice phase here where she does the shockwave attack. That's the best thing you can see in this fight, because it means you get a bunch of free damage in behind her. Whoa! However, she teleports because I trigger her combo breaker. Every single Rivals boss in this game has something called a combo breaker. That's what it's internally called in the code, so that's why we call it that. And it basically says, if I take a bunch of damage in a short period of time, I do something. In Hex case, it's teleport away. So I've never seen her do that in the middle of her shockwaves. So I was completely caught off guard, and I think take damage as a result. Did not know she could do that. That was only 2 damage. Holy smokes, that was crazy. How did I do? I wasn't watching my health.
Return to shadow now.
74, not bad. This is a pretty major inflection point in the run. I'm actually blocking one of the cards, but it's the Artificer. What you get from Judgment after Hecate kind of strongly determines your next keepsake choice. If I get Death here, and I get Death Defiances that will turn off Strength, I all of a sudden gain a ton of survivability. And as such, I can take things like Zagreus' Calling card, or Aromatic Vial, or something that'll up my damage for the rest of the run, and that's pretty strong. Experimental Hammer, stuff like that, right? Because I don't get that, I have to very cautiously weigh the decision of whether or not, in this case, I have 74 HP. HP is not quite on screen. Let me see if I can adjust this a little. Yeah, it's a little better. Make it a little bigger. That's fine. Yeah, so I have to decide whether or not I'm taking Ghost Onion to restore my health, or if I can keep going with the difficult stuff ahead of me. I'm going to choose Aromatic Vow here. I think it's fine. Oops. Knight, the Swift Runner, Messenger, Divinity Artificer. Oh, I actually can't take, because I have hard target and pressure points. I can't take Aromatic Vial here. I say that I can't, but spoiler alert, I believe I do take Aromatic Vial here. I have 74 health. Gotta remember Artificer. Yeah, that'll be true. So what else did I get? I got Messenger, Knight, which is pretty much useless, Runner, which is nice, Divinity. So I probably don't need to take Calling card. Oh, I have healing per room. I don't need Onion. Yes. So now what? I get 12 HP per room, so I can choose to take an aggressive keepsake, which I believe I just choose Aromatic Vial. Maybe I do just... Pro tip. If you are thinking about whether or not you should take Aromatic Vial, do not interact with the fountain, because you can change your keepsake first, and then rarefy the boon in the fountain. Okay, pressure points is crazy to hit. Hard target is fine. Stormring, yeah, I'm going Aromatic Vial. Come on! That's probably the worst one of the 4, but it is the worst one of the 4. Good. It's going to make the Sirens fight really weird. It does make the Sirens fight really weird. I buy this Braid of Atlas. I don't think I'm supposed to do that. I think the 54 gold is more beneficial going towards a boon or something later, and by the time I get to Sirens, which is the next major, choke point in the run, I won't have it anyways. It won't be making me any stronger.
Wouldn't hurt.
I probably shouldn't have taken that. Let's see, past me is already repentant.
Beginning descent.
I think this run is dead to sirens again, but we'll see. Oh, so little
You can
confidence.
keep it first
before fountain? Yeah.
At least my feet are clean.
Oh, we hit. We're getting
Oh.
another. This just has to hit. Simply hit. What I mean by simply hit is every palm upgrade that I can get on Volcanic Strike is super important from here on out. Basically, Volcanic Strike is much stronger with palms than other boons, because the closer it gets to 2 seconds, the more frequently I can blast stuff. And with Grand Caldera purple +4, my blasts deal a lot of damage. Just hit Volcanic Strike, easy.
More serpents.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there.
Transform.
Oh, I didn't even take it, I just artificered. Yeah, bit of a momentary mental lapse there. I probably could have just taken that and then used Artificer on 3 different minor finds, but I just was trying so hard in my brain to remember to use Artificer that I jumped the gun a little bit there.
Whoops.
I
Was
laugh
I
like
meant
my
to do
dad
that?
now. Oh no, am I meant to go to this Chaos? Oh, probably not, right? Chaos is very risky at this point in the run. This is one of the new rooms. There's a whole bunch of new rooms that got added to Oceanus in 1.0, and I think most of them are like pretty good. They're not too big, they're pretty small, which is what you want, because a lot of the enemies in this game have a nasty habit of running away from you, or being really far away from you. Things like the sea serpents, the hippos, and the sop spinners, sop spindles, whatever they're called, the lasers. Those 3 enemies have a nasty habit of just running away from you. And so you want smaller areas because it's easier to kill them more quickly. At this point in the run, when your build is pretty strong, you're not super worried about taking a lot of damage from mobs. You're mostly just worried about cleaning up. Until you get to fields, I find anyways. Or sometimes you get jumped by huge amounts of enemies, which we'll see later in the run. But I'm like even more at peace with that than normal because I get 12 HP per floor because of my Chaos boon.
Transform.
Okay, well, I won't go to that Chaos because I will probably go to you. I really highly prioritize Narcissus. I think he's very nice. Especially with Artificer, because you can, fun fact, use it here. Does anyone know what the odds are of hitting gold 3 times in a row with Artificer? I think it's gotta be very slim, right? That's super interesting. Huh. I must have restocked the bag in between, the reward bag in between those Artificer usages. Because normally you can't ever get 3 golds in a row. Hera. Okay. Bridal glow time? I hate Hellyfish. A lot of people say Hellyfish is easy, but I really struggle against him.
Out at sea. We've sent young Artemis near to the border of your realm and ours.
Yeah, Sword and Flourish is fine, right? Yeah, usually when you see the
Really good
purple,
damage.
usually when you see the purple +4 boon, you take it. Pretty nice.
3 born.
So you can kind of see I'm cycling attack and special here just to get Hera on stuff. Dual Moonshot, it's very powerful, and then I'm using my casts also as forms of damage. I think I have a lot of time, so I'm being really patient and letting Hard Target do a lot of work for me. Oh, no! Yeah, trying not to take too much damage here so I can heal it back up with my Chaos Boon. Okay.
What do we have in here?
I kind of want to buy the Centaur Soul. Normally, you would never buy a Centaur Soul in one of these runs. Even if you had Death Defiances, it's just not really worth it. 200 gold for what basically is like 12 to 16, I believe it is, HP that you get from like a full complement of Death Defiances with the max HP. But because I have Chaos's Revival, and I might be taking a Onion later, I'm happy to take Centaur Soul because there's a good chance I'll be able to heal up to that maximum. It's like heal. I have like a lot of gold at this point. I believe I have enough to still go to a shop at the end of this biome. Sorry, I'm obscuring it with my camera. A good note for future streams to put my camera somewhere else. Halion does it a little bit to the left, right? So you can still see the gold. Maybe I'll do that next time.
It's activated.
Ah, got me. Oh, I already artificered 3 times. Never mind. I sure did. Just hit. It doesn't. So with Oceanus, one of the things that I don't think people talk a lot about is that you kind of just spawn on top of a bunch of already existing enemies. So I very quickly have to like sight read what the enemies are going to be doing to me. I see a lot of these upgraded from the field's charger enemies, and so in my head I'm very quickly like, okay, I need to have my cast down at all times, and I can't really jump in and engage with the enemy or I'll get run over. So you can see me sort of running for cover in the corner. Gotta watch the fire being thrown at me. Yeah, and you see how I jump in there and I immediately get punished for it, right? So back to getting the cast up. And then we're not in too bad shape. This is the nightmare room. This is really bad. All right, stay calm. I'm a bit of a baby. This room wasn't that bad. Hard target's doing some serious work right now. Yes, that's why. Just crit for 2,000? Not on a boss, though, unfortunately. Not the end of the world. Grand Caldera boost is fine. So that Grand Caldera boost ends up being, like, super significant later in the run. So keep your eyes out for that. Yo, DT. Hit. Missed. That's fine. Granddaughter. Arctic Gale. I am a tremendously big fan of Arctic Gale, especially on Circe. The damage obviously is nice. The ward stripping is nice. The status for origination, which I might get, going forwards from Judgement, is really nice. The thing that is so crazy about Arctic Gale with Circe is, especially when I combine this with Hard Target, watch the projectiles in the Sirens fight. They don't go anywhere. And that is super impactful for trying to manage that fight. Nice. I'm often highly prioritizing. Right. We should be able to win this. I'm often highly prioritizing Gales and Hard Target for that reason. Because this is a very hard fight. I can really... The projectiles are so slow with Gales. So, yeah, past E, you should be able to handle this, even if it's Charybdis feature. True. Gonna do this real quick. I think I have Lovers. I completely forget that I don't have Lovers. It's worth a Lovers charge to go in, get statuses on all of these. I normally never charge into them like this. This is a very, very reckless and dangerous way to play the Sirens fight. It's usually only worth it if you have Lovers charges. I completely forget that I don't have Lovers and just run at the Sirens and lose my armor as a result. I forgot I didn't have Lovers, which made that maneuver a whole lot riskier. the projectiles are kind of more like landmines in this one. Oh, you were dead. I thought you were dead. It's unfortunate that the I triggered Scylla's combo breaker, which is she gets in her shell and charges at me. Unfortunately, the animation of her getting into her shell is, I think, identical to the animation of her being dead for this phase. So I misread it and end up getting hit as a result. Good. All right, just Charybdis now. I have so much time, I'm really taking it careful against Charybdis. Jetty feature's not too bad. I get that right on top of them. Immediately I trigger Scylla's combo breaker, and then I go to deal some damage to Roxy. Key thing for this fight, when Roxy puts up that circle, that like delayed tons of damage circle around her, always dodge to the right, not the left of her, because the water jets that come push you from the left back to the middle and back into the red circle. So always dodge away to the right side, and then what I'll do next is I'll dash through these tankers and sort of run my way around the right side. Kind of cleaning up Charybdis a little here. This is where the fight does get really weird because... What is that? I take a bunch of damage from Scylla. I take a bunch of damage from Scylla and Roxy's projectiles being really slow, unfortunately. But I'm still alive, and that's all that matters. Chill. 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 Yes. 3DDs. Death Defiances. I do not get the 3 Death Defiances.
In we go.
Damn it. Oh, but I didn't take Onion yet. Yes. Pastis is realizing that the run is... He thinks the run is dead because go Onion here. Yes, because he can't go Onion, but he can, in fact, go Onion. So the run is very much alive. Yeah. Nice. Cool. All right. We've made it. New PB for the day. It was our new PB for the day. The Fields of Misery. We have health regeneration per floor. We have a lot of damage. Do we have the moon? We have the moon, right? So we do. This hex is actually relevant.
More shades.
The hex will be super relevant. Oh, we have a skip. Hello, Nemesis.
To think I could be. Here comes the
Damn, that guy's tanky. With stuff like Nemesis and Artemis later in runs like this, notice that I'm not like running away from enemies too much or like trying to play super defensively. I'm kind of just like doing my normal damage rotation on the staff, but am doing it kind of like on the outskirts of the battle to like avoid aggroing too many enemies at once. At this point, there's basically no way, especially with the enemies having Vow of Wards on them, there's almost no way that Nemesis can beat me in this contest. And I'm happy to like let her stun and like engage the enemies while I kind of go around the outskirts picking stuff off. Ah, got me. Of course, as soon as I say that, I take damage.
Simple. Later. I accept this message.
Wow. Thank you, Divinity.
One more.
I'm down. 9% more dodge chance. Really nice. I think it ends up being like 12 or 13 by the end of the run. Pretty good.
Mourners.
From Selene, who I did not gift erroneously. I am hoping to see Twilight Curse. I'm hoping to see Night Bloom. Damage is kind of falling off a little bit, though.
All laid to rest.
Or I'm hoping to see Phase Shift.
Oh, I
one of
didn't
the
gift
three.
her.
Whoops.
Lend me your light.
Together, let us look forth.
Phase Shift is really good. Phase Shift is a good one.
Be controlled.
Phase Shift is particularly good because it has a pretty long charge time. Like, to activate it, Milanoe kind of goes, "Hurrah!" And when she does that, all of the effects of like Storm Ring and Arctic Gale are ticking at normal speed, so I'm actually dealing a lot of damage that way. In addition, the timer cooldown on Hephaestus's blast runs normally, so it kind of like gives me like a pocket dimension to get my Hef blast back really fast. It comes up in a few different boss fights that like being able to charge the Phase Shift, and Phase Shift itself is like super good for me dealing damage
I should be able to get out, I think.
whenever I get it. It'll be very rare for me to get, but until I have Mirrored Thrasher, if I ever take it, but probably won't. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you, I guess, right? Let's see what Hephaestus has for me today.
The phantom lair.
I don't know if this is a 1.0 change, but I think it is. But this Phantom Vampire guy, he like heals to full every time he hits you. So it's like super important to not let this guy hit you. Obviously, with everything I've got going on, I don't want to get hit, but this fight is a lot of like the projectiles being slowed being of a huge advantage to me. This guy I gotta be careful of because he really heals a lot now. If he hits me, he did not hit me. Thanks, Past East.
There, Helmer?
I think Smithy Rush is pretty good here, right? Because it's actually very close between Smithy Rush and Furnace Blast here. Furnace Blast applies 30% more damage to everything I hit, which also impacts my Storm Ring damage. I am sort of betting that I will get the Origination Arcana from Cerberus here. And as such, I won't really need Furnace Blast's additional damage. I'm going to trigger it with Hitch and also with Gales from the cast. So I will have permanent Origination up, and I won't need the extra percentage damage. Because I have so much... 210 more power? I think that's better than Furnace Blast. I don't have Origination, right? Yeah, I have the Unseen. Ooh. No, I'm taking Smithy Rush.
There.
Me having Unseen actually matters in this run, which is kind of crazy. Ooh, that's really tempting to go to, but no. 30% damage buff on everything, including Storm. That is true, but
You're not alone.
they're both pretty good. Do you remember when I said in Oceanus that random level that went onto Grand Caldera was going to be impactful? Well, you'll never guess what happens next. I really want Pom 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 to hit either Storm Ring or especially Volcanic Strike. Oh no! This is a toss-up. This is a toss-up, but I have to take it, right? Come on, Echo.
I'm great.
It's not that bad. Grand Caldera ends up going up to like 390 damage, which is really nice when I get Origination later, and it's going to work both with my regular attack blasts and Smithy Rush. Obviously, I would have preferred that Volcanic Strike go to 2-second cooldown, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, this is good too. This is really good too. Sorry, 310, not 390. Oh, I missed. Oh, I could have hit Storm Ring or Volcanic Strike. Damn it. That would have been so sick.
Show me the way.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just every however many seconds it does land, it's incredible. Also, these guys look terrifying. Wait, it is actually kind of dope though. That was fine. I don't know. I think my damage is falling off. It is. One of the things I notice a lot is Field sort of has this like creep to it where towards the end of Fields you start to like really notice that your damage is falling off. I was like, fine. Oh, I have Mirrored Thrasher. I have Mirrored Thrasher and I have Unseen. You might be asking yourself, East, why is it relevant that you have Mirrored Thrasher and Unseen? Every time you attack, you will simply spend all the mana and you won't regenerate it with Unseen. And you'd be correct, dear viewer. However, there are a few different occasions, most notably in the Chronos Rivals fight, where there is a phase transition. And during phase transitions, where the enemy's invulnerable, I can instead regenerate my mana and then get Mirrored Thrasher back again, which will definitely be important at several points in the run. It's a huge damage increase. Sure. That helps me use my cast primarily, or my thing primarily. What am I saying? Run! What I'm trying to say is, it's not that Mirrored Thrasher's damage is actually that strong, it's the fact that it's actually consuming the mana, which brings me closer and closer to activating Phase Shift, which will give me more and more damage, because I will not be at as much risk of taking the damage. Sure.
In the name of Hades.
Red just said in chat, Mirrored Thrasher for Hex proc. Red knows. That's a nice hit.
Life or death.
Okay, let's see if I can beat Cerberus with this build. Seems tough, but we'll try.
Very vigilant, I'll grant you that.
Cerberus being really big helps. I also realized, I think, at this point that I still don't have lovers. I completely forgot about that. Do I not have lovers? I don't have lovers. That's unfortunate. Oh, man. Luckily, I have a pretty good build for killing Cerberus, right? Not only do I have the Gales to strip the ward charges, but Cerberus's huge hitboxes make it so that the double cast is going to do a ton of damage to him. Fortunately for me, the super slow projectile speed works against me in this case, because those big bombs go super slow, and then Phrenos runs into them and they blow up. Or I run into them and they blow up. As you can see. But all in all, things go pretty well. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah. Nice. Pretty good fight. Because you might, if you're paying attention, you might have noticed that I don't have Death Defiances yet. But there's a pretty good chance that I'm about to get them, because there are only 8 cards left. And because when you have the Fate's Whim, you cannot get the reroll cards. You cannot get Fates, you cannot get Champions, and you cannot get Enchantress. So there are only... And Judgment is already a card that's active. And Queen's already a card that's active. Sorry, so that doesn't really matter. My point is, there are only 22 cards. And, actually, that does matter. So, there are 4 cards that are already active. So that's another 22 minus 4 is 20 minus 4, 18. So there are only 3 cards that you can't get over the course of the run. So there's 8 left, right? 4 plus 14. Yes, there's 8 cards left. So I have a very high chance of getting Death Defiances here. And if I get Death Defiances here, the run is... I'm pretty much going to win. Like, it's such a huge EHP increase. I can take Engraved Pin to make it so that all those Death Defiances last a really long time. I do lose the damage reduction from Strength, but it doesn't really matter that much, and I do get it back on the last life anyways. Okay, Death Defiances. Strength and active, strength and active. Strength and active. What? It's the only one. It's the only one missing, right? No. What's missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm missing. Oh, I'm missing. If you were curious, the cards that are missing here are Eternity. Excellence is missing. Yes. The cards that are missing are Eternity, Excellence, and Death. Excellence and Eternity aren't very good, so I can't complain too much. And, I mean, between all the good RNG that I've had this run, I can't really complain too much about, you know, Grand Caldera instead of Volcanic Strike and not hitting my Death Defiances. But this is a super impactful point of the run. It does make it very, very difficult for me to win. Now, I don't have Onion. I can't heal anymore. I get healing per room, but I can't use any other keepsakes to heal. And so, we're going to see a newly buffed keepsake make its appearance for Act 4 of this run. Eternity. Tooth gets 88 less than 101. No, but I heal every floor. So, Luckier Tooth is sometimes an option in cases like these, because 101 HP is more to work with than 88, so you just take it, even though it turns off strength. However, because I'm regenerating health per floor, it doesn't make sense. I'm thinking it might be Silken Sash. Could be Silken Sash, it could be Knuckle Bones. Yo, wish you could see my face. I'm stressed out. I can't believe I didn't get the DDs. It's pretty unlucky. Like, I'm watching. I'm still trying to process that happened. Here, let me. Okay, there are 20. Let me go. Let me go back here. You can kind of watch me. Like, I'm still trying to process. I can't believe I didn't get the DDs. Like, watch me lose my mind in real time. Like, that's the. I'm still trying to process that happened. That's the face of a man who knows he's in trouble. And there are 19 cards here, and it can't be 3 of them. So there are only 22 cards. So I'm 19 out of 22, and I missed the one. All right, get over it, East. Antler. I could also go Athena or Stalwart Stand, but I don't think I want that. The reason I don't want Athena is that she will get rid of Fate's Whim, and if she does that, I'm going to lose Unseen. I'm going to lose Gigaro's Dash, which I'm not a huge fan of losing here. Sash. Big Leaf. I think it's got to be Sash.
The sash.
Token Sash was recently buffed. It gained plus 10 extra armor.
My boons.
That might have been the difference whether or not I won this run. Calling card, end shop, high roll. No. Okay. It's so crazy I didn't get the TTs, man. I'm really tilted. All right. You can tell
back to Tartarus.
when I'm like giggling like this.
Pretty good.
That I'm kind of tilted.
Should be a clear path
All right, here we
to the
go.
house.
So, Tartarus. I get 4 armor and 12 health every floor. So it is so important to me. It is so critical that I take as little damage as possible here in Tartarus. I have 7 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm willing to take like a full extra minute just to make sure that I don't take damage, because it's really important for me to keep as much health and armor as possible heading into Kronos.
Hardly the first time violence broke out in Tartarus.
I have extra time, so I kind of want to play like really defensively and like don't get hitty. Instead of rushing, I'm gonna take my time here and try and get finish your sentence, East. I don't think I do. I'm trying to get as much stuff for Kronos as possible. I'm okay with a lower time into Kronos because I'm protecting my EHP here. The dream would be Hera in the store to hit the dream would be Hera in the store for Bridal Glow, and then Bridal Glow hitting Volcanic Strike.
Damn it.
I feel I'm owed a certain level of RNG because of what's happened to me vis-a-vis Death Defiances, but that would be the dream. Hades, thank you. I want to see Hades. Not only do I want to get the boon from Hades here, but
Father faring in the Isles of the
I
Blessed.
get basically a free 16 EHP from
To find him an available post there.
even more than that because of strength. Although strength doesn't work on armor.
My father is surprisingly quite competent in his newfound regard, at least thus far. The work itself is not too burdensome, although the residents of the Isles of the Blessed can be very demanding.
So grandfather is
Okay,
looking
I
after
actually have to take a
the
pee
rules
break.
of
I'll be right back.
Elysium, making certain that
Pee break over.
you two be well.
Legally mandated piss break is funny. Again, trying to... This is another one of the new rooms that was added in 1.0. It's a good room because it's small. I think so anyways. Although maybe in my case, because I'm trying to not take damage, it's bad, but... Not bad. We went from 88 health to 194 health and 58 armor. Pretty good. Oh man, Into Tartarus is such a good theme. Out of Tartarus was the first theme I think that played for me when I... first theme I can remember playing around a Hades 1. It's very emotional for me. This is the first time I take damage.
Stay where you are.
Ah, damn it. Almost perfect. I was kind of internally a little stoked.
Now, though, just try not to die here.
I was pretty stoked on trying to get a perfect Tartarus. I'll take one hit, though.
Clear.
Totally fine. So the decision here is between going for... I mean, I'm going to talk about it a little bit in the run, but the decision here is basically trying to hit Volcanic Strike with 2 palms, which would bring it down from 7 to 5 seconds. Better than gunning for Hef. I'm going to open the book, and the book is going to tell me that Heavy Metal and Trusty Shield are both in the pool. Both of those are going to be relevant to keeping me alive longer. Heavy Metal would be insane. I have Divinity, so there's a good chance it could be upgraded. Trusty Shield also gets +4, so it's going to give me something pretty good regardless. Probably like 20 armor or so. Both of those are worth taking, so I don't take the palm here. You get one of these too. That's better than this, right? Yeah, it is. This can be faster blasts. Oh, cheap followers. I have to really get rid of those cheap follower notification bot things. I think the armor is going to be better, yeah. Yeah. Oh, 25 armor, or... No, if this hits... It's unlikely to, though, right? It is unlikely to. Oh, if it hits Stormring, I'm fine. This can be, like... a lot of armor, though, if it's heavy metal. So let's do this. This is the worst result it could possibly be. A common +4 Trusty Shield is the worst result. Security system is not worth taking, obviously, and martial art doesn't really work with Hef Blast, so... yeah, Trusty Shield. Sex system, it won't matter.
Right.
I have 4, I have... The reason sex system won't matter is I have 4 damage shields. By the time those damage shields are gone, security system will have stopped working. It's one of the biggest nerfs in the game, I think, mint condition going into security system. It's really unfortunate. Ended up whiffing. That's okay. Let's get a little bit of armor. All right.
Hello and goodbye.
First chance. First chance. Everything's high level anyway. I would obviously have liked 2 more levels on Volcanic Strike, but it's not guaranteed I hit that either.
You shall find my patience limitless for all your foolish antics here, my girl.
Here we go. First Chronos fight of the day. 4:31 is actually not that much time. It's plenty of time. I'm being an idiot. Ah. I get hit by the slower wave thing there, yeah. Fucked me. Whoa, easiest. This was such an unlucky phase shift. I'm phase shifting right as he creates a bunch of things, and I can't get in and hit him. So, very, very unlucky. I also noticed that I have Unseen, but I only have 5 uses of Mirrored Thrasher, so I guess it wasn't that important after all. This is unfortunate. Trying to clean up a little, guys, so I don't take too much extra damage here. I poke him here to get him to transition. So I know that Chronos is about to, when he hits half health, he does this like teleport thing. If he tries to run through me with these orbs, I'm going to take a bunch of damage. So I quickly poke him to get him to change his phase.
Careful now.
Damn. Damn. Oh no! I'm dark, I'm dark. Good, just crit him for 1917, pretty good. So, you can see that Chronos has summoned his mini-boss here. I, generally speaking, when I have things like Unseen Ire or Phase Shift, and I think I have a lot of upfront damage, like I think I have a lot of damage right now. You'll notice that I completely ignore the mini-boss and I just rush Chronos. Good. Mini boss goes away when Chronos. Pretty good, pretty good. So this is really interesting what happens here. Chronos has a combo breaker which causes him to teleport and then throw his boomerang at you. I have never triggered this combo breaker on 62 Fear before, but I do it here because I hit him with a Volcanic Strike, a Smithy Rush, and the damage from the castle at once. It triggers his combo breaker, which means this insta-kill isn't going to fire. So I have to realize what's happening, dodge his boomerang, and then also don't get caught in the time bubbles that currently exist, because he's going to start channeling the insta-kills again after this. You can see I'm super carefully run around. And then he fakes me out. It doesn't work. Really good second phase so far. Unfortunately, I think I lose my armor here, but this is a really nice, really nice phase 2. You can see how phase shift was incredible there, right? I was able to deal so much damage. Okay, let's move on to part 3. Let's go. So this is the most brutal combo I think he can hit you with in this part of the fight, which is summon clone into time slow. I'm about to take, I think, like 100 damage here. I use my own phase shift to try and counteract things, but you can see it doesn't work. I only take like 50, but it's devastating. I keep underestimating how wide those boxes are. So this is the phase transition. I'm running for my life from both Chronos and Klonos. I'm not very fast. Good. Phase shift is going to be huge here. Unfortunately, I trigger his combo breaker again. So unfortunately, what's happening here is I'm off timing. Basically, Kronos has a timing where he'll do an attack, and then after a certain amount of seconds, usually I think it's like 2 or 3 seconds, he will teleport away and then do something else. I am off timing. I should be putting down my cast after he does something, but before he teleports. Like, but right now I'm putting down my casts right before he teleports, so my casts are dealing no damage to him, and it almost cost me the run because I let him get to this. I let him get to the time thing again. One more hit and I'm dead from the lasers. One more hit at all and I'm dead. My mic cut off from me yelling. Is that... Red, do you know if that's the first 62 of 1.0? Who cares? Let's fucking go. Eat language! May time flow freely forward. May time flow freely forward. That's good. Oh, I'm gonna puke. My heart is going crazy right now. What a run. Oh, he almost got me with, I'm trying to think of when he did Klonos into time stop. He almost just ruined me there. I think if I hadn't phase shifted in response, I'd probably lose the run. Might get banned in the SGG server. Well, I think I'm more likely to get banned for my takes on the story than I am for anything else, right? All right, that's the run. Thanks everybody for watching. And I'm going to stop this recording and upload it to Crossroads. So see you on YouTube. Bye-bye.